always on point. I've been waiting for you. Oh, see, look at me. I'm waiting on you. I told you. You waiting on me, What's going on, YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with the new video. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend, and I want to say thank you to everyone on YouTube that showed us so much love for us being on Fox 29 Philly, and thank you to those that actually went to the website and watched the video. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, I'll link it inside the more info box so you can check it out. Please make sure y'all start this video off by clicking that thumbs up button. You know I haven't been getting on y'all lately, but I need y'all to click that thumbs up button and share the videos on Facebook and Twitter. There's a share button right below the video. On your phone, there's a share button, so make sure you're sharing our videos and watching our videos that we post.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
I want to say shout out to T. Pendel for that 50 Shades of Grey video. I thought that was hilarious. I watched it the other day, and I'm still waiting for us to do a video together. We've been talking about this for a while now.
Yeah,
but I haven't came down to Florida yet for us to do it.
But he's talking about he don't know if he wanted to come to Atlanta and stuff. I'm like, well, you know, you're welcome to come.
Yeah, because he's a big blogger.
Yes, we ain't say no to nobody, and we ain't saying no to him.
Well, when did you talk to him?
Like maybe like a month ago. I'm gonna say 3-4 weeks ago.
Oh, what y'all talked on Twitter?
On Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, I got his phone number.
He should come.
Yeah, he should. It'd be nice to see him and everybody else. Like, I did a live show on YouNow.com on Saturday, and I was just talking about how, like, you know, it's good that we're having this event because we haven't been together in a long time, not unless it was like at Sizzle or something. So it would be good to see all the other YouTubers and all the viewers that watch all of our shows, because it's like, if you watch one of us, you're bound to watch maybe 3 or 4 of us. Or if you don't know about somebody else, you're going to find out through somebody else. So, yeah, so shout out to T. Pendel. I haven't seen the video, I have to check it out. But, yeah, shout out to everybody that came out on YouNow.com also on Saturday night. And, what else did I have to say? It was something, but I forgot. Maybe it'll come back to my mind later on. But, yeah, so what we gonna start out with? Because this is a lot.
We can do the Oscars.
Yeah. Okay, hey. So last night was the 87th Annual Academy Awards. Came on ABC. I watched the Oscars along with some wrestling. But I must say,
before y'all go in, I'm actually looking up something for the Oscars. Because I don't want nobody to say, oh, I'm just looking up something real quick, okay, y'all?
So, yeah, so I was watching both. But I was really trying to get into the Oscars. Like, Neil Patrick Harris hosted this year, and the opening number, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. But after a while, like, the show just got stale. It wasn't a lot of energy being pumped into the show that I ended up watching more wrestling than the Oscars. The only thing I was seeing was, you know, I seen some people performing. Some people who I didn't know, you know, I wasn't interested in seeing them like that. And Neil, he just wasn't on the go. He wasn't making the show interesting to me. Like Ellen, she just was doing the damn thing. And always had some comedic thing going on. And I just wasn't getting that from Neil Patrick Harris. Maybe he's better off hosting the shows like the Tony Awards. Right. But this Oscars, I felt that he was a little bit out of his realm doing this ceremony. But
I don't like him at all.
Yeah, but I'm glad that he got a chance too, you know, because he's been doing such a good job on all the other shows. But the Oscars, he just didn't pick them up.
No, he didn't. We need, I keep saying this, we need Kevin Hart. They need somebody. I think after Ellen, if they weren't going to get Ellen back, they should have kept it going, the ball going, with somebody like Kevin Hart. Because Kevin Hart, he is known by everybody, whites, blacks, especially the younger crowd. Kevin Hart would have drawn in a large number of young people had he been hosting, or when they ever decide to get him to host. Because I know over the years, a lot of people say they don't watch because they feel it's stale and it's boring, and this, whatever the case may be. Somebody like Kevin Hart hosting a show like that, it will keep everything interesting, and it would be funny, and it would be lively. Ellen did an absolutely amazing job last year, because every time Ellen was on camera, she had something going on. Neil Patrick Harris, I was just like, oh my God, I can't wait until we don't see him anymore. I can't wait until the camera is not on him. And then that whole briefcase thing was just, like, it was just stupid. Like, I just was like, oh my God, come on. And he kept dwelling on it and dwelling on it. I'm like, come on, this is getting out of hand. Every time Ellen was on camera, she had a different skit going on.
Yes. The selfie, the pizza.
The selfie was just amazing. The pizza delivery was amazing. Like, Neil, like, you were so boring. And when Katie Couric tweeted that she was boring, I retweeted her and said, yes, and Neil Patrick Harris isn't helping. I retweeted it and said that. When Katie Couric said, I am bored watching this, I said, let me retweet her, okay? Because I know she's going to see this. She may not respond.
Yes.
But basically, the shade was, Neil is boring me.
Yes.
He was boring.
Yes, I'm glad that wrestling was on because I needed some other form of entertainment. Like, I was trying to understand why he was running out his underwear and stuff
that was just silly. Like,
so,
it was just silly.
Yeah, but, you know, I've seen some of the awards and some of the Oscar speeches. I think my favorite Oscar speech was, I don't know his name, but when the guy won Best Screenwriter for...
the one who talked about him
almost committed suicide. Yes, that was my favorite Oscar speech.
There's a lot of great speeches.
Yes, that was my favorite one. Second, I remember Patricia Arquette's speech. The only thing I would say is that when you're at the Oscars, I think it's great to talk about, you know, your Oscar win, your thank yous and everything. But for me, sometimes I don't think you should be too political on a show like that. And I know some people like to do it. But, you know, in that instance, you know, I can understand why some people would be upset. I think you should talk about your Oscar win, say your thank yous, blah, 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 and keep it moving. But sometimes you do have to talk about those things. Now, understand why she did it on that platform. You got maybe 40 million people watching. So maybe... And it also gives people who are watching an idea in a sense that, okay, not all Hollywood people are out of touch of what's going on in America. Here you have Patricia Arquette, who has millions of dollars making all this money, but yet she's standing on stage and saying, no, I do agree that women are getting underpaid, and I feel as though women should be getting paid just equally just like men. And I agree. And I think over the years with the Academy Awards, you've had a lot of actors throughout their political views, even dating back to the 70s when Marlon Brando won his Oscar for Best Actor for The Godfather. He refused to show up, and instead he sent the Indian woman to the Oscars so that if he did win, to accept the speech. And he happened to win. And when she got up there, she said, you know, Mr. Brando refuses this Oscar, and this is why he refused it. Because he doesn't like how the American Indians are being portrayed in films, and he doesn't like how they're being treated in this country. And a lot of people booed her in the audience because they felt as though this is not the place to do that. But you know what? Sometimes it happens. Just recently, a few years ago, when Michael Moore won, and he bashed George Bush at the Oscars, and I mean, all you could hear was boo. I mean, they were just booing the hell out of him. I remember that. It got so bad that while Michael Moore was going on, the music started playing, and he was still going off on George. He went off on George Bush and the war in Iraq, and how he just felt as though this country was just killing innocent people and we shouldn't have been in Iraq. Whether you agree with him or not, like you said, a lot of people feel as though stuff like that shouldn't happen on the Oscars, but I feel as though stuff like that should happen at the Oscars. And the reason why? Because you got a lot of people out there who feel as though Hollywood is out of touch with mainstream America. They feel as though Hollywood doesn't give a damn because they're making all this money and all they want to do is just make these monies and wear these lavish clothes. Like, for instance, the one guy who won, I forgot what he won for, and he said something about how he made a movie, how his movie had just won for it was like a foreign film, and there was no sound in the movie, and he was like, how ironic is it that this movie with no sound and black and white wins at the Oscars where everything is so loud and like it's just amazing how you can just bring stuff together like that at the Oscars. And I agree that people should be political at the Oscars because that also gives it oomph in life.
Because sometimes, just think about it, sometimes if you don't have people talking about their political views at the Oscars, it becomes very boring and dull. And you're like, damn, I wish somebody would get up there and do a Kanye West. I think somebody made a statement like that too. Like, I hope somebody does a Kanye at the Oscars.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think that would
No, that ain't going to never happen. I think the closest thing to a Kanye at the Oscars was back at the set in, I think it was like 74, when I feel as though I'm like,
y'all know
really
this the
old.
Oscar King,
Yes.
like the movie King, the movie buff.
I think it was like in 74, and David Niven, he was the host, and he was talking, and all of a sudden this man ran out behind him butt naked and ran across the stage butt naked, and everybody started screaming. You can see it on YouTube, because at the time in the early 70s, that's when streaking was big. People would just don't have any clothes and just run around naked. I wish they did it today, because I'd love to see something. Shut up, my cow. But I'm just saying, it happened at the Oscars, and I think that was the closest to a Kanye moment that you'll ever have at the Oscars.
Now one of them was filling their drinks and go up there. But this is my thing now. Okay, now Patricia Arquette, she got up there and made her speech. Now that you made that speech, I want to know, what were you doing before to help women? You know, first of all, everyone should be paid equal for the same job. I want to know, what has she been doing in the past, because I didn't know that this is what she stood for and all the things like that. And while you were talking about it, it reminded me of this program that I was watching about Venus Williams and her, like, you know, we play tennis like these men, and yes, we play shorter hours, but if they winning $2 million, why the fuck am I getting $1 million?
Right.
And she fought for this for a good 10 years. So now, like, when people win at the Grand Slams, like the Australian Open, Wimbledon, U.S. Open, Australian Open, they are paid equal amount of money. So, you know, I think it would be good if, you know, I hope that she was doing something, y'all know what I'm trying to say, instead of just blurting it out. Don't just say something here about it.
You just said you didn't know that she is doing something.
I don't know. But if she's not, that's what I'm saying. If she's not...
Oh, I thought you just said that you saw that she was doing something.
No, Venus Williams.
No, I thought because before you said Venus, you said Patricia Arquette, or maybe you just misspoke. But I'm sure Patricia Arquette is doing something, because I would doubt if she would get on the Oscar stage and just blurt that out if she's not doing something behind the scenes. I mean,
instead of just saying it, you know.
Because there's a lot of people who say stuff that don't...
True.
You know, but... Whether you are helping the cause or not helping the cause, just the matter of speaking out about it, it shines a light on a subject that otherwise would not be talked about. And I'm not saying that, you know, Patricia Arquette isn't doing anything, because I don't know, she may be. I'm sure she probably is. But even if she wasn't doing anything, I applaud her just for speaking out about it, just for getting the word out there. Because like I said a few minutes ago, the Oscars is the last place where you would expect somebody to get on stage after winning an award and say that women need to be paid equally. You wouldn't expect somebody to say that. Of course, people make political views all the time, but I don't think... I never expected her to get up there and say something like that. But it's good that she did, because President Obama just talked about that last month in his State of the Union address, and when he spoke about it, the Republicans...
Especially John Barrett's face.
They didn't even react to when he spoke about it. You know what I mean? So shout out to somebody like Patricia Arquette, who did reiterate what President Obama was saying a few weeks ago at the State of the Union. Yes, women should be paid equally, and it's a damn shame that in 2015 they're not. Everybody should be paid equally. If a woman is doing the same job that a man is doing, why is she making $100, $5? She shouldn't even be making $1. She shouldn't even be making $1 less. If she's doing the same job that he's doing, then why isn't she making the same amount?
They'll say like 71 cents on the dollar.
Like, it just doesn't make sense at all. That's just like saying, oh, because he's white, he's making more than you because you're black. Like, that's not fair. It's not fair at all, and women should be paid equally. They definitely should be paid equally, and shame on you if we get the next president is female, because I would hope that the next president, if Hillary does run and win, I would hope that would be a big issue for her, is equal pay for women. Because it'd be a damn shame if the first female president doesn't even talk about it, you know, but I'm sure she will.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a big thing for her, to get people to vote for her, you know, equal pay for women. But yeah, so that was a good Oscar moment, but also you ain't going to remember the speech, you're going to remember that one thing that she said, and Meryl Streep going off. And Meryl Streep was like a church mother going, yes. I tweeted that, I said, sure, Meryl Streep was like that one church mother
who started shouting, but she couldn't get up fast enough.
Yes.
She couldn't get up
And
fast enough.
J-Lo was like, I'm not getting up in this dress.
Okay, not in this dress. But Meryl Streep felt it. And Meryl Streep understood. And I loved Meryl Streep's reaction. And I love the fact that the cameraman didn't cut away from her. That he kept it on her. Because Meryl Streep was like, bitch, you better fucking go off. Mind you, she beat Meryl Streep. But Meryl Streep was like, bitch, you better get up there and say that. I know that's the fuck right. And it's true. Women should be paid equally. Why aren't they being paid equally? Like, it doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense in 2015 that this is even a topic of discussion. We shouldn't even be talking about women not being paid equally in 2015. This should be an issue that happened 20, 30, 40 years ago. This should be a thing of the past. In 2015, with the first African-American president, and we're talking about women not being paid equally. That doesn't even sound right. It doesn't sound right at all. Shout out to Patricia Arquette and all the people out there who agree with her. Because I stand behind you 113%.
I think everybody should.
Yeah, everybody should.
You better go, bitch, I'll snatch
Yeah, because now I'm getting the fuck mad. Now I'm getting mad. You want to tell somebody they can't make as much. Don't do that. You think you are.
So, Patricia Arquette won Best Supporting Actress. J.K. Simmons won Best Supporting Actor.
I got 2 out of 5. My prediction.
I seen.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, Mikkel,
I got 2 out of 5.
ain't gonna go with them. Because, I mean, to me, like, this season for Hollywood, I think it was boring. Because everybody won.
They didn't even acknowledge, American Sniper last night at the Oscars.
No, I think they was.
Yeah, they didn't.
Because it was a surprise.
Yeah,
like,
because that's who we thought was going to be the big winners. But they was like, this is still a Democratic system. And now that's politics right there. And you know, a lot of people felt as though, because you know, well, we're not even going to go there. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so it didn't win, like, you know, I kept seeing the Birdman win last night. What was the other movie?
The
Grand Budapest.
Yeah.
It was their show last night.
It sure was.
I mean, they was winning every kind of category. Costume, sound, this and that.
Directing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
They was winning for everything.
And how great was that? That a Mexican won for Best Director at a time when we talk about immigration of Mexicans coming over here. Y'all better fucking do that last night. That was what I don't care what nobody said. The Oscars may have been boring last night, but I said this after it went off. I said, and not even after it went off, but before it went off, I said to myself, this is what you call an award show. Because you really have no clue who's going to win. You really didn't have a clue. People that you thought were going to win, you're like, damn, they didn't win. Like, it really wasn't about what you thought it was going to be about. It was like, no, we're going to show y'all that we're going to switch this shit up. And when he won, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his name, the guy who won for Best Director.
I don't remember his name.
But when he won, it was just like, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, that's diversity right there. Now, of course, the Oscars, like Oprah said, yes, Hollywood has far more to go with diversity. And I like when Oprah told...
I am watching no red carpets.
Yeah, I watched when Oprah told Don Lemon when he asked her. He said, how do you feel about people saying that Selma was snubbed? And Oprah said, Selma wasn't snubbed. She said, because we are here at the Oscars and Selma is nominated for Best Picture. She said, there's no snub at all. She said, and I hope that John Legend and Common win, and sure enough that they won. And I like that attitude from Oprah, where she said, yes, Hollywood needs some more diversity, but at the same time, Selma wasn't snubbed. Now, of course, a lot of people may feel as though, you know, it should have won, and that's your opinion. But at the end of the day, that movie was still nominated. Yeah. And like Oprah said, it was nominated, so therefore it wasn't snubbed. Had it not been nominated, then you could say that this movie was snubbed. But it was nominated. And everything and everybody that we want to win does not always win.
Nope.
The fact that they were even recognized is winning enough. The fact that that song and that performance got a standing ovation. I think that probably was the only performance that got a standing ovation last night at the Oscars.
Besides Gaga.
Oh yeah, and Gaga, yeah, that was amazing too. And I'm about to talk about that too. That was really amazing. But I mean, it's just the sheer power of that performance.
You can see people crying,
and you just could see that people were genuinely touched by that. They were genuinely touched by that, and it was amazing. And then you perform, and then you walk off, and then you win an Oscar. You come back on stage. Come on, man, that's how you fucking do it. Snub? I think not. Common and John Legend brought that Oscar home for the whole film, not just for that movie, but for the whole film. When they stood up on that stage, they didn't represent the song, they represent the whole film, and we should be proud of the fact that they won. I'm so happy. First of all, the other songs, it was like, they're not gonna win.
Yeah, but I did like that Everything Is Awesome song. I heard that for the first time.
Rita Ora?
No, that was the Lego song with all the people like the Lego Oscars and stuff.
No, Rita. Oh yeah.
No. That's Everything Is Awesome. I did like the song. I ain't say it was gonna win an Oscar.
No, I'm just saying. I tweeted. I thought it was the silliest thing on earth. Like I just was like, how does this even get nominated?
Because they played the song somewhere throughout the movie, and that's where the nomination comes.
Yeah, that was silly to me. And Rita Ora, I didn't think she sounded good at all.
I like that. You know what though? My thing is this now. Because, you know, Rita Ora was supposed to come on our show 2 years ago.
She was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, don't blame us.
And how about this? How about you saying that? Last night I was going through my emails and I went all the way back to 2013. And sure enough, I found that email.
Yeah. And the only thing that stopped her from coming on was what was the hurricane?
It was a weather situation.
Yes.
Not Sandy.
Hurricane Sandy.
So that was in 12.
Yes, 2012. Hurricane Sandy stopped her from coming on our show. But, you know, that's been two and a half years ago. I want to know where's her music at? Like, she's always on somebody's song or always at somebody's party. I want to know where's her motherfucking music.
Let me tell you something. The minute she stepped off that Oscar stage, that's when her CD should have came out.
Yeah, it's like, bitch, Rita Ora, you're performing at the Oscars. Do you know how much prestige that has? A lot of people can't say that.
A lot of people can't even sit at the Oscars.
No.
Let alone on
or get on the red carpet.
And you on the stage, and the little stage coming up with you?
Yes.
Like a thing, whatever that was. How was that coming up?
But she was performing.
Yeah, she was
like, I don't care what nobody say. They can call you the blonde Rihanna. They can say whatever. But, bitch, you performed at the Oscars while they're sitting there tweeting about you. Calling you Rihanna and saying whatever you want to say. You are doing it. So, like, you had hit songs over in the UK and everything. It's time to take America by storm. Fuck these Rihanna comparisons. Show them that you're not Rihanna. Because you can fucking sing. And I'm not saying Rihanna can't sing. But you can sing.
I just didn't like her performance.
Yeah, it's all right.
I just didn't like it.
It's all right.
I didn't like it. But like you said,
yes,
this should have been that moment where you be like, bitch, at 12.
Somebody was going off.
It should have been that moment at 12 midnight. Your album should have been released.
Yes.
You were at the Oscars.
I didn't even know she was performing. I said, oh
when
my
I
God.
saw her on the red carpet, first of all, she looked amazing on the red carpet. When I saw her on the red carpet, I was like, oh my God, Rita Ora's at the Oscars? I didn't know she was performing either. I'm thinking to myself, why is she there?
Yeah.
Why is she there? Of all people, why is she there? Somebody tell me what is going on, because she's not supposed to be there. And then when I found out later on down the line that she was performing, I said, oh, now I see why she's there. Girl, you better do that. Your album should have been out as soon as you stepped off that stage. Hell, as soon as the Oscars telecast went off, your album should have been out.
Something.
Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense.
I blame Jay-Z and them because y'all done, first of all, how many things they done had here? They had three?
Made in America? Oh, the Made in America?
She's been here, she's been in LA, she's just been everywhere, these little shows, she's at everybody's parties, she's featured on everybody's song. Like, where's her damn music? I want y'all to tweet her so she can tell us where's her fucking music. And start from the time that we first started talking about her. Tell her why from there on. Because it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Where's her music?
Jay-Z, Beyonce, y'all need to do something.
Yeah.
All this pull y'all got,
yeah.
She's a Rock Nation artist. Why isn't she on the charts? Get it together. And Rita Ora, you can't be the party girl no more. You can't be underneath somebody like Beyonce and want to party. Beyonce parties after her tour, okay? Get some inspiration. Come out. Y'all get me all hyped.
You better fucking preach.
Well, she did.
Open that window. It's hot in here.
Oh, now you want the window back open.
Yeah.
Take that fucking animal. Yes.
Yeah. What'd you say after the tour?
Yes, after the tour.
When you see Beyonce party, you know her work is done.
Yeah, she can be on somebody's tour.
That's like what the mom said. The TV comes on after the whole work is done.
Yes, and that's true.
It's true. But let me tell you something. When you don't see Beyonce in the magazines or on TV, that's when you know she's somewhere working. Mm-hmm. When you see her out and about, that's when you know either the work is done or she's on vacation.
Yes.
Because when she's working, you don't ever see her. You'll never see her.
Not unless she's going through an airport or somewhere
right.
to catch her on vacation.
To another studio somewhere.
Yeah, but I want Rita Ora to really. Oh, we still talking about. I want her to get it together. I was ready to go to the next up. You can't. So yeah, Rita, we want you to win, but we want you to act like you want to win too.
Okay. Because you were at the Oscars.
Yes, and Lady Gaga, performing songs from The Sound of Music. First of all, I had no idea what she was going to sing. I knew that she was coming, but I didn't know, you know. Right. So I see them doing The Sound of Music, you know, the little, I think it was the 50th year. So she comes out, she started singing The Sound of Music. Then she started singing favorite Things, and then Climb Every Mountain. But Gaga, like, first of all, 2 weeks ago, you showed everyone that you can do jazz. And then you coming out, these are just old classics. I don't even know what category it would be under. But anyway, I would just say classical. But even though it's not the classical, but them songs are classics. And you came out there and you fucking sang those songs, Gaga. Like, you didn't have all that creepy shit going on. You was
singing on that stage.
She was Lady Gaga like.
No, she was Stephanie Germanotta.
Germanotta. Yes,
that's what she was. Gaga left the building. They told her, you gotta stay outside. Stephanie, you come on now.
Yes.
Okay. She looked.
I told you that was gunshots. Yeah, I got shot. That was too many.
Yeah.
That was too many.
Yeah, it was.
In North Philly.
See, we don't hear this where I live at.
Bitch, you hear it everywhere. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't live here.
So yeah, so Gaga, oh my God, she did beautiful. And then Julie Andrews, she was so stunned, like she just was like, dear Lady Gaga.
That was a legendary moment.
Yes.
And for those of you that don't know who Julie Andrews is, she's the one who starred in Sound of Music and Mary Poppins. Julie Andrews actually won an Oscar for Best Actress for The Sound of Music. And back in the day, Julie Andrews acted and she sang. And what really touched me last night is that some years ago, Julie Andrews had a throat operation that didn't go too well, and so she like
97.
So she like partially lost her singing voice. And you know, anybody who knows Julie Andrews knows that Julie Andrews could sing. Like, she could really sing. And when she walked out on that stage, because I didn't know she was going to be there presenting, when she walked out on that stage and just went into and embraced Lady Gaga, and you could just see the emotion on her face, it was just like, wow, like, old Hollywood meets new Hollywood.
Yeah. I think
like, that was amazing.
Because when you think of Lady Gaga, you keep thinking, oh, she's going to do something weird, and oh my God. And
but for her to do that, and to actually have the woman who's still living, who created that, still alive, and embrace you and say thank you, and you did amazing. That's what you call a coming to Jesus moment, or not even a coming to Jesus moment, just like a career high. Like that was amazing. Like Julie Andrews won an Oscar for The Sound of Music, and here she is telling Lady Gaga, thank you for this tribute to me.
And I love the picture with Gaga being backstage and she was crying, and then they showed a picture of her on the phone with Julie Andrews. Yeah. Like, Julie Andrews had to call her again.
Right.
That's when you know you fucking did that.
Right. Yeah.
And Jennifer Hudson performed for the memorial tribute. You know what? I don't care what nobody say. I enjoyed that performance.
I did too.
I don't think it was yell. Like, you know, I think, yes, she's known for yelling, but no, she did a great job on that tribute. And after the tribute, people were mad because Phyllis Diller wasn't a part of it, or Joan Rivers wasn't a part of the tribute. But for me, I've never seen, like, you've seen Joan Rivers, like, in something in the movie, but I don't know her for music. I know her for television. I mean, for movies. I know her for television. But I understand why people are upset and everything. But I say, you know what? Wait till the Emmys and stuff come on. And
Phyllis Diller.
They said that she wasn't. If it wasn't Phyllis Diller, it was someone else. They said I don't know too much about her
because
career.
Phyllis Diller died in 2012.
I don't know her. I don't know her career like that. It was one of them.
One of them like that.
Phyllis Diller, none of them. I don't know. You know all the actors.
I was gonna say Phyllis Diller was a legendary comedian back in the day.
It might not have been her, but it was somebody. Okay, it was somebody that was somebody, maybe another comedian or somebody. They was upset that she wasn't a part.
Yeah, I don't really see. I mean, I don't really
somebody out there help me out.
Now I could see. Now let me just say this. No, I agree with you. Joan Rivers was not known for film. I mean, she wasn't in movies. She was in television. She did television. So I can see the Emmys, honoring her in a tribute. But then again, I can kind of see that Academy Awards doing her because of the fact that she was like the queen of the red carpet for years and years and years. So maybe they could have threw her in there. But I wasn't upset that they didn't throw her in there because, like you said, this was for people in film. This was for people who contributed to film. That's what this memorial was about. And Joan Rivers was not a film actress. I don't even know what movie she was in.
Okay, maybe Zoolander or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but even still, that's we talk about act. Like you
think
can't
she was
put
in Shrek. That's the only thing I can think.
Yeah,
about.
but you can't put a memorial like that together and have Ruby Dee and Joan Rivers. Not taking anything away from Joan Rivers, but you see what I'm saying? Like this is a memorial for people in the film industry. Like, come on, stop.
Yeah,
just like Ruby Dee was added in the Grammys tribute because Ruby Dee she won a Grammy. Her and Ozzy had won a Grammy years ago, so that's why she was added in it.
But you know, a lot of the old people, they sang and they act, and they were also.
Well, look at Maya Angelou. Yeah. Maya Angelou started out as an actress before she went into poetry. A lot of people didn't know that. She started out as a singer and an actress before she even went into poetry. She was known for that before we even knew Why the Caged Bird Sings, and a lot of people didn't know that until after she died. And it was just like, I didn't know Maya Angelou was an actress. Yes, she was. And even in her senior years, when she was in the Tyler Perry movies, that wasn't a new thing for Maya Angelou to tackle acting when she was in Tyler Perry movies. No, that was what she was doing way back in the 50s. I think her and Cecily Tyson had started out together.
Probably.
As funny as that sounds. No, they did, because Cecily Tyson had mentioned it. She was doing something where she said...
I was watching something about it.
At Maya Angelou's tribute, when she died, and they had that memorial for her, and Cecily Tyson was one of the speakers, and she said when she first met Maya Angelou, it was back in the 50s when they were doing some play together.
And speaking of Cecily...
Speaking of Cecily Tyson.
Did you see her in How to Get Away with Murder?
No, I don't watch that.
Let me tell you something. Any type of guest award, Cecily is snatching them, okay? You would have thought this was Cecily's show and not Viola Davis. Because, I mean, Cecily killed every fucking scene. I just was like, oh my God.
Legendary.
Like, I mean, she gave fire performance, angry, like, she was just everything in this role. So shout out to Cecily Tyson. I think Shonda's going to have to write some more roles for her in this show.
I want to say this really quick because it goes into Cecily Tyson and the Oscars. Cecily Tyson, now, you know, a lot of people was tweeting me, and I don't watch How to Get Away with Murder. So I found out that she was on the show when the people were tweeting me, and they were saying how it reminded them of that video we did.
Yeah.
We made a lot of jokes about Cecily Tyson, but of course, naturally, we know Cecily Tyson is a legend, and we ain't taking nothing away from her with that. One of the things that I get upset with the Oscars is every year the Academy Awards is known for having big A-listers on their stage, whether they are performing or presenting awards. And a lot of times the Oscars will have newcomers, presenting. Like, for instance, I didn't know that the girl who plays in 50 Shades of Grey was Melanie Griffin's daughter.
Me neither.
I didn't know that until last night when they arrived at the Oscars together. I didn't know that was
I did see them go back and forth on ABC last night too.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And then on top of that, she comes from a long line because her grandmother, Tippi Hedren, was also a legendary actress in the 60s. Okay? Tippi Hedren, for those of you that don't know, she played, or for those of you who do know, she played in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. You ever see that movie?
No.
Well, the white woman with the blonde hair and Marnie.
Movie segment on this show.
And Marnie, she played in Marnie too. That's her grandmother. That's Melanie Griffin's
Y'all
mother.
got Netflix homework to do.
You know what I mean? So this girl comes from a long line of Hollywood stars in her blood. So I'm thinking she's just like this girl straight out of nowhere. No, she's, Yeah. But what I was going to say is the Oscars need to start having people on their stage. It needs to be diversified because every time I turn around, it's a white face. It's a white face. It's a white face. And then they throw in a few black faces in there. And a lot of times they throw in the recognizable black faces. Like they'll throw in a Halle Berry or Denzel or Will Smith or a Jamie Foxx. But none of them were there last night. So they gave us Idris. Then they gave us Kevin. Then they gave us legendary Eddie Murphy. But you got so many other black actors in Hollywood that could be presenters. Even if you don't nominate, they could be presenters presenting an Oscar. Hell, you can even invite Diana Ross to come and present an Oscar. I mean, she was nominated before in the 70s for an Oscar that she didn't win for. You can have her. You know what? What y'all need to do is take a moment out of your day and go to YouTube and YouTube Oscars. Go to the Oscars channel. And the Oscars channel has Oscars clips from way back in the 1950s. And you will see leading all the way up to the 70s, how diversified the Oscar was, especially just with the presenters. You would see people like Raquel Welch and Richard Pryor and Diana Ross and Quincy Jones and Billy D. Williams and all these different black faces presenting at the Oscars. Now you don't see that at all. Cecily Tyson can be the presenter. She was nominated for Sounder back in 72. Like, hello. Yeah, I do need my own movie segment.
Movie Mondays with McKay.
Yes, I do. Like, Oprah Winfrey was not the only black person nominated for an Oscar that didn't win. You could even invite Louis Gossett Jr. He won an Oscar. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. It's so many other people out there that y'all could have on the Oscar stage. Y'all could have Michael B. Jordan as a presenter. You could have Regina Hall as a presenter. Y'all could have had Taraji P. Henson up there. Y'all had Terrence Howard and his ALS acting up there. Like, I just could not. Something was really going on with him. I was like, what is going on with him? Yeah. This is not Empire. And this is not Fox. This is ABC.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So you can have all these different people on the stage. Angela Bassett and her husband, Courtney B. Vance, they could have been presenters. You know what I mean?
I want Angela to get nominated again. I want somebody out there to nominate.
You got so many people of color that are in Hollywood that y'all don't even invite to be presenters. Hell, being nominated, at least y'all can do is give us the dignity to be at least a presenter. You got Alfred Woodard. You got Loretta Devine. You got all these great actors.
And don't act like they're not in Hollywood.
And don't act like they're not in Hollywood.
The Essence thing that came on Oprah, which I DVR and which I'm going to watch, they were all there.
Okay?
All of them.
Let me tell you something. If the Oscars call and say, can you be a presenter? They're all going to get there. Even if they have to pay. Hell, even, look, Diane Carroll. You can invite Diane Carroll. Like, all these legends there. Every time I see legends walk out on stage, it's always white faces. Jack Nicholson or Shirley MacLaine. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like to see them, but you got a lot of black legends in Hollywood, too, that are still living, that were nominated once upon a time ago, that you could at least give them the courtesy and say, would you like to come and be a presenter this year?
Or give them an honorary Oscar.
Or give them an honorary Oscar. Shout out to Harry Belafonte, because he received...
He got another one?
Well, he never won an Oscar. He received the...
you know what I'm thinking of? Sidney Poitier.
Yeah. Well, Sidney Poitier presented him. Well, was there with him when he got it, when he received it. But he, and that's another thing I don't like that the Oscars do. A few years ago, the Oscars used to actually hand out those honorary awards on the actual show. Now they don't do it no more. They have their own governor's award a few months early, and then they hand them out there. And I don't like that, because I feel as though, if y'all feel as though that takes too much time, then maybe y'all should cut back on these damn opening numbers and all that bullshit.
Why don't the Oscars start at 8 o'clock? They always start at 8:30. Maybe the show could get done fast enough if y'all start at 8 and then let it end at 11.
I mean, that was the whole thing. When you would have these legends be awarded at the actual ceremony. Okay? At the actual ceremony. Now you got, we're gonna have this governor's award, and a few months before the show, we're gonna give you an Oscar here. And what about, I wanna be on the show, you know? I want to be there. I want to walk out on stage and get the Oscar. But like I was saying, shout out to Harry Belafonte, because he received the Jean Hershow Humanitarian Award Oscar for his, activism also, all this stuff.
Who was saying? Somebody was saying that. Who was that saying the speech? Was it Chris Rock? It was somebody.
Yeah, Chris Rock was up there. Okay. He was a part of the little tribute, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, like I just don't like the fact that the Oscars seem to always not showcase us, especially the legends. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when we die, then they want to put us on the memorial. But yet, when we was here, they didn't want to let us present. Did that just make sense or no?
No, I enjoy everything that you say. And you know what's funny? I think somebody's going to know, damn, can Kevin speak in this video?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I ain't.
Well, music is your element.
I know.
And then when it comes to movies, because we don't talk about movies too much. And when it comes to the movies, yeah, that's when I get into my element, because I know what's going on with the movies. The music, I just like, oh, okay. I don't know who wrote the song, and I just know who sung it. You know all. You know who wrote it, who composed it, who didn't write it. I don't know that bullshit. All I know is Beyonce says she wrote it, so hey.
Well, you know what? Speaking of her, why don't she never present?
Right, they get that. But that's the point that I'm making. They need to invite more people of color, and then maybe, just maybe, people will stop saying that the Oscars don't recognize minorities. Hello, this is 87 years. 87 years. And in 74 of the 87 years, they gave a black woman an Oscar for Best Actress in just 74 years. And since her, we ain't had one since. How about that? Ain't that something? And that was in 2012. No, 2002. 2002. And this was 2015. And we ain't had one in 13 years.
Oh, now you're going to wait another 13 years.
And then you're going to wait another 13 years to give me one, huh?
Because I said something.
Because I said, oh, so you're going to give me another 13 years because I said something about it.
Mikkel, play them that video with my mom and about Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, something's wrong with your mom. It is. Or you think it's something not? Oh, I know it's something wrong with her. What? Yes. Are you kidding me?
A little bit of notice of me.
But somebody
Here I am.
shouldn't be looking like no clown now.
Oh, come on now.
A clown?
It made her who she was.
No, not no clown.
Hello, Bobo, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Shit, it made her noticeable.
Not no clown.
And now because you got to sign a contract with somebody else, you got to look just like them. Oh, get the hell out of here. What the fuck is wrong with you? You can't stand to be different?
I don't want her to look like no damn
Get
clown.
the hell out of here with that shit.
Not no clown, though.
I got to be just like you in order to join the organization. Get out of here.
Yeah. This is the stuff I have to go through when I come to their house.
What organization she's talking
She don't know what
about?
the fuck she's talking about. Organization. What are you talking about?
Oh. So,
Are we done with the Oscars?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about the Oscars about.
yes.
That
was a good hour.
This is what I was going to say when you talked about Jennifer Hudson real quick. I love Jennifer Hudson's performance, but what I was going to say that I didn't get to say a few weeks ago was I absolutely, because you know I'm not really that big of a Jennifer Hudson fan. I will admit that. She can sing, but I'm just not, you know. I loved her on the Stevie Wonder tribute. I absolutely loved her, and I felt as though the Stevie Wonder tribute and the Oscars performance really made me stop and listen to her. Like, on the Stevie Wonder tribute, I just was laying on my bed and was like, yes, you better go off. And then last night, even though that wasn't a yes, you better go off moment, but I felt as though she held her own, and then it was just so, it was so special. Like, it was just, for me, I thought it was just like, because we all know the story about her family, them getting killed, and then her coming out and doing that. Like, that was just, I love that. Like, I love that. I like how they utilized her.
Yeah.
You know, and Octavia Spencer. You
They
know,
use a lot of them.
and Viola Davis.
Kerry Washington.
You know how incredible, how amazing that would have been if Idris Elba would have walked out on stage with Diane Carroll on his arm?
That would have been.
Or if Viola Davis would have walked out on stage with Danny Glover on her arm presenting the Oscar? Or if Octavia Spencer and Louis Gossett Jr. would have came out together? Or how about this? Or if Diana Ross and Billy Dee Williams would have came out and presented the Oscar for Best Song? You know what I mean? Okay, I mean, I need to be the one setting up the presenters list. Who's going to be a presenter? Because, I mean, it would have been a moment where people like, wow, look at so-and-so.
Don't talk too much because BET might steal your idea.
Yeah, they may. Yeah, you know how they do.
Speaking of BET,
Or even Aretha Franklin.
she ain't coming out.
Can you imagine her walking out with a damn shirt? And she's like, what? Yes!
I can't read this shit.
Now that would have been that would have been over. Or how about this? How about this? This would have been classic. I mean, none of them probably were nominated for maybe one that I'm about to say, but this would have been classic. If the Oscars could have got Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight, Diana Ross, and probably Tina Turner to all come out and present an award together. An Oscar together. Present an Oscar as far as the music category is concerned.
That would be cute.
That would have been so banging. Like, for instance, a few years ago when the Oscars did... We about to get off the Oscars. But I watch the Oscars every year, so I just, you know. A few years ago when the Oscars did, they always switching shit around. What they did was they had about 5 former winners from each category presenting an award. Remember that?
Yeah.
And that was so legendary because I remember for the best actress, they had Halle Berry, Meryl Streep, Sophia Loren, Ava Marie Saint. I mean, it was just a whole bunch
I think that was the 85th. That was 2 years ago, I think.
It may have been. Or maybe it was probably a little earlier than that. But it was amazing because it was like you had all these different people on stage, and that's what they should still kind of do. But they don't do it. And it's, you know, but hey, who am I?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, you know what? I got 2 things to say. Since we on movies, last night, I was surfing through Netflix. Now, you know how it's hard to find good movies on there.
Yes, it is. Netflix.
I found a movie with Michael J. White and her name. Oh my God. It just slipped my damn
What's she playing?
Josephine Baker. Come on, what's her name? Josephine Baker.
Lynn Whitfield.
Lynn Whitfield. There we go. Michael J. White and Lynn Whitfield. They have a movie called Somebody's Child. The movie was good. And if I start talking about what the movie's about, I might give it away. So, what I want y'all to do is when you get a chance on Netflix, go ahead and watch this movie. And the movie was executive produced by Michael J. White. So I'm like, oh, I know this is going to be good.
Michael J. White is, remind me, the one from...
He was, Tyler Perry, Why Did I Get Married? Married to Tasha Smith. Yeah. The movie was just good, and the movie is unpredictable. When you think something's going to happen,
and what is it called?
Somebody's Child. And I mean, it's going to probably make you cry. It was just good. I don't know if it came on Lifetime or anything like that, but I want y'all to check out Somebody's Child. And tweet me after you watch the film.
And you know when we recommend stuff, it's always good.
Yes, it was really, really good.
I'll make sure I watch
it. And we was just speaking about BET. I just want to send a congratulatory message to B. Scott because B. Scott won a settlement against BET. When so many people say, "Oh, he's not going to win going against them," blah blah blah. Yes.
Why? What? This is my thing. Why wouldn't he have won? They did him wrong.
Yeah.
And when you do people wrong, you have to suffer the consequences. What goes on in the dark comes to the light. Now, not everything. Let's be clear about that. Not everything, but that right there, that was all. The light was already shining on that. Okay, the light was shining bright on that, and it was nowhere on earth that B. Scott wasn't going to win that settlement. He should have won that settlement because they did him dirty, and then the emails and everything were leaked. Was it emails and text messages?
Emails.
The emails were leaked about the stuff that they were saying on trying to get him to be more masculine. First of all, you knew what you hired when you hired him. And then you gonna try to change his image at the last minute? No, I don't think so. He should have won, and I'm glad he did win because this just lets BET and the rest of these networks know. Don't try to change me. If you hired me, if
my personality got me there, don't try to change my.
That's just like when we was at Fox News last week. And what did she say to us? I want you to come as you are.
Yes.
And if I would have walked in there with this damn shirt, that's me coming as I am. Now naturally I wouldn't have did that. But like she said, I don't want y'all coming here dressed up. I don't want y'all coming here trying to put on airs. I want you to come in here as Kevin and Mikkel and nothing else. And that's exactly what we did. And somebody said to me, you going to wear a suit? For what? I don't wear a suit on a Scorpion show. Why would I wear a suit to Fox AM? Are you kidding me? No. My suits are reserved for church.
All right. Now unless Fox is hiring.
Now unless they hiring. That's a whole different story. Go ahead, shout. That's a whole different story.
Ow!
So no, I'm not wearing a suit. I'm gonna put on a shirt and a hat, and I'm gonna call it a day because that lady said, "Come as you are."
Yes, even Jennifer was ready to put on a Mikkel hat.
Yes, she did. She said, "I'm about to put on one of his hats." Yeah, you can't. You know what I mean? So therefore, don't hire somebody knowing what they are and then try to change them. No. Don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that.
So another thing, Kanye West. Now, I did not watch his Breakfast Club interview, so I can't talk about that. But what I can talk about is Kanye talking about the 30 showers comment.
Yeah,
now,
that was horrible.
To me, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And you don't really hear men airing out their girlfriends and none of that. To me, that's bitch shit. You don't do that. You might say, oh, this relationship didn't work, but, you know, I wish her the best, blah, 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 blah. See, but a lot of people keep getting twisted.
Yeah, go ahead, because I know
Amber Rose did not start this shit, okay?
I know you going. Go ahead.
Now, during the interview with the Breakfast Club, if you listen, they asked her opinion about the tiling, the girl situation, Tiger, and she said that girl needs to be in bed somewhere. He shouldn't be with her, and how wrong it is, and how he left his family to be with that young girl. She ain't tell no lies.
She ain't tell.
All right, she ain't tell not one lie.
No, she didn't.
She might have her opinion about the Kardashians, but she kept it cute.
Can I say something real quick, and I'm gonna let you get back to that?
Go ahead.
Now, I know some people were saying that Amber shouldn't have said nothing at all. That may be the case, but at the same time, when have you ever known somebody to go on the Breakfast Club and not say something at all? The Breakfast Club is just like a Wendy Williams interview. It's shady and it's messy. And that's why they invite you on the show, so you can be shady and messy. I agree with Kevin. Amber ain't say nothing that wasn't nobody already thinking. Go ahead, finish.
So you know, it set the world on fire. People, Amber Rose need to mind her business, shut the fuck up, and you was stripping and all this and that. Okay, you calling me a stripper, but what is your sister's doing the same thing I did, support my family. I had to do what I had to do.
That's right.
Support the family.
And I'm glad she ain't denied it.
Yeah, like, you can't throw shade against somebody that's already walking in their light. You can't. How you gonna shade me and I'm standing in my light? Turn that light on.
In the light.
I'm in
beautiful light.
You gonna shade me?
Walk where
Bitch,
the...
and I still shine in my light. I still shine in my goddamn light. Turn it back on.
What the... Walk in the light.
Yes.
The beautiful light.
Gonna shade
Walk
me.
where the dewdrops of heaven shine bright. Woo!
So people, people need to listen, and that's the part. And when I talk about Chris Brown's segment, I'm gonna tell y'all again how y'all don't listen.
Come on.
So,
the Holy Ghost filled video, right? I'm feeling it.
So Kanye talked his smack. So Amber Rose got his ass back.
Right.
Okay? So, I'm listening to the Dig and Denny show this weekend. And Diggy does his segment. Diggy decides. So he said, who wins between Kanye West and Amber Rose? And he said that Kanye West won because Amber Rose was sitting up there talking about him the whole time. And I had to call in. So I said, what show were you watching? Because
that's what I was getting ready to say.
Yes.
What show was he watching?
She talked about her situation with Wiz Khalifa and everything, the baby. She talked about everything. And they had to keep bringing up the Kardashians, but they've been off that.
Right.
And they came back to it. So I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And then she got his ass together on Twitter. There's so much stuff that Amber Rose can say.
But she doesn't say.
That's what you don't do. You never shade a bitch that no dirt on you, too. Okay? So you choose your words wisely when talking about that.
You choose them wisely. You choose them wisely. Let me tell you something. That was not... And then people were saying, oh, well, Kanye was defending his wife when he made that shower comment. No, he wasn't defending his wife when he made that shower comment. Because everybody knows that Amber Rose was a stripper and everybody knows about Kim Kardashian's sex tape. Kanye, if he was defending his wife, he should have said, you know what? My wife and I, we don't even pay attention to stuff like that. We don't pay attention to stuff like that, and we're not going to get into stuff like that. But instead, he went on and said he had to take 30 showers. Did he forget that a few years ago when him and Jay-Z were here in Philly, and when Amber Rose broke up with him, and he was at the Wachovia Center, and he was crying about Amber Rose and how he wanted her back? I'm sorry, wait. Did he take a shower after he did that? Was it before or after? I'm sorry.
Oh!
Because I remember that very well. Because the videos was all over the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, he was crying. He broke down.
He did Amber Rose wrong.
He did her wrong and he did her dirty. And now, all these years later that he has a new woman, a wife, and a child, he's still doing her dirty. Yeah. And like Amber said, I could say so much about you in this relationship, but I'm not going to do that. And Amber Rose did what I do. You don't talk bad about your ex. You just don't do that, especially not in a public setting. You don't do that because it's tacky and it's not right. And I don't care what nobody says. You don't do that. You've never heard me do it, and you will never hear me talk bad about any of my exes because it ain't right to do. And people should take a page out of the Amber Rose school of exes. Because she could have went in on Kanye West when he said that about her 30 showers and said she was dirty. But she wasn't dirty when you was licking her hand, was she? No. She wasn't dirty when you was tonguing her down at the VMAs. But then all of a sudden you with Kim Kardashian, you gotta take 30 showers because she's so dirty.
And he still does Kim Kardashian a disservice because all the men she's done slept with.
Yes.
Now how many showers did she take before she got
with him, okay?
You know, never mind. But I'm just saying.
And you know I love Kim Kardashian.
Yes, I'm just saying.
Let's call a thing.
A thing.
Let's call it a thing. You know what I mean? You can't look over there and say that's a cat, and then look over there and say, but that's a tiger. No, they both tigers. They both tigers. Don't do that, Kanye. Like, one is just so grand. Then you're going to say, well, if Kim Kardashian would have took me when I first wanted her, there would never be an Amber Rose.
Well, who was she? Wasn't she with people, though, at those times?
Amber Rose was doing her own thing.
Talking about... When
let me tell you something. She may not have been Amber Rose on the level that she is now because of Kanye West, whatever the case may be. But that's neither here or there, Kanye West. You try to make it seem like you took Amber Rose out of the gutter. No, Amber Rose was doing her own thing already. She was a video girl. She was featured in a few videos before you and her started messing with each other. So she was well on her way. Yes, she may not have been the Amber Rose that we know today had she not been with you. But there, again, that was a bitch move that you made by doing that. Like, you need to learn how to stay out of women's affairs. Just like with Beyonce.
And speaking of Amber,
you stay out of Beyonce, women's affairs.
I watched this old interview with Amber Rose, and what she was saying is that when she was with Kanye, she made herself stand out. Her look made her stand out because, you know, Kanye had plenty of ex-girlfriends.
Yes.
But it was her.
It was her look.
Yes, that made her stand out. And I don't think he came up with that look for her.
No, he didn't come up with that look because she had that look before she met him. Like, I don't, you know, Kanye West is in this La La Land. He's really in this delusional world, like everything revolves around me. Everything is about me. You weren't you until you got with me. I had to do this. I'm this. I'm fashion. I'm all of this. I'm music. Yes, me. Everything is me with Kanye West. Kanye West needs a reality check. He really does, because your shit don't smell all that good, Kanye West. You know what I mean? Like, that was a bitch-ass move that you did on the Breakfast Club, and I don't condone it, and I don't appreciate it. And I'm glad. You know what? Shout out to Amber Rose for not airing his dirty shit out there. Shout out to her for being the bigger person. Like she said, I could do a lot of I could tell a lot of shit and how dirty you did me, but I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to go there. And he can't respond to that. Because if he does respond for that, the next thing I'm going to do is say, Amber, you know what? Tell us. Tell him. Since he want to respond, tell him. And I ain't going to be mad at you for telling him. I'm gonna go ahead. This is. I'm gonna give you a slide on this one. Go ahead and tell it, since he wants to keep talking like a bitch.
That probably would hurt his career.
Yeah,
because it got to be that deep. The only thing I can think of is that he hit her.
I'm trying to figure out what show was Diggy listening to when he said that.
Listen, I don't know.
No.
But y'all can listen to the Diggin' Dennis show Saturdays on Heat 100 Radio. Shout out to Dennis and Diggin'. Yeah, I was over
taking place.
I was over that situation I was like, I wanted them to say something. You know,
because he sure knew have a lot of shit to say when you see him here.
Yes.
Dennis, say something.
I wanted him to say, like, bitch, what? But then again, they were having their segment, the Heat segment. So Diggy didn't want to talk during Den's segment. Den didn't want to talk during Diggy. I'm at the, co-direct from the behind the scenes.
But shout out to Dennis, because me and Dennis had a nice conversation. The other day, and me and Dennis was on the phone, and Dennis was saying a lot of stuff to me on the phone, and I was like, wow, me and you are really on the same page when it comes to certain stuff. But I want him to speak out a little bit more.
Yes.
God, Dennis, come on, I need you to pep it up.
So I listened to Chris Brown's interview today with the Breakfast Club. I didn't have time for the Hot 97 interview. I really don't like their interviews like that. So I didn't listen.
Right.
So
they're very boring.
Yeah. Basically, Chris Brown defended Tiger dating Kylie.
Right.
Okay. I think that his ego, he boosted his ego by saying that Karrueche or Rihanna would never find a man like him, which I hope they don't.
But Karrueche's still with him.
Yeah, but because Kanye said the son, Karrueche can't do no better than Chris Brown.
Who said that?
Karrueche.
Who said that?
Kanye West.
Said that in the song?
On the song.
Well, why is he talking about somebody? See, there he goes.
And Chris Brown was agreeing. So this is my thing. If they want to put up with that, go ahead.
Get it. What? And Chris Brown agreed.
Chris Brown agreed. Well, I mean, for me, that's an ego thing.
That
Ain't no man going to say.
You know why people
people
could see Chris Brown is talking about money.
Yes.
No, Chris Brown, she probably could find somebody better than you when it comes to love, respect, and relationship. First of all, I don't care what nobody say. If your heart is set on that one particular person, Joe Blow with the $1 billion house could come and try to sweep you off your feet. But if your heart is set on that one over there with the mediocre job and the old car and the apartment that they're barely paying rent for, that's where your heart's going to be at. That whole material stuff, I don't care what nobody say, that's not going to be nothing. So that whole ego boost that Chris Brown's giving himself, he needs to. But then again, like you said, these are the women who
they fall in love with him.
That.
He talked about the situation with the tour and how they had approved his tour, and then right before they was like, no, you got to finish your customer service. They talked about it like community service. But okay. It was a great interview, and the reason why is that Chris Brown, he never made excuses for his past. He was very open about how racist the music industry is, and how he was saying like how and we've all been saying this, a black person can make a song, R&B song, yeah, it'll get a couple spins, but let a white person do it, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Now, did he lie about that?
No, he didn't.
Did you take that from the interview before you start cutting them up? Ain't nobody listened to that part. Chris Brown talked about how, yes, this is how I get things up my chest when someone says something about me. I say something back, and I like to dig daggers in people. I don't like to just throw shit. I like to dig and dig. And he explained why he said what he said about Adrian and Tamar. And then he said, yes, I might say it, but even if after I deleted it, I got it off my chest, so I'm fine with that. So if he can live with that, all right. He's a tweeter and deleter.
And a beat.
Stop!
Yeah.
I think I probably broke the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you did not do that.
Because you gotta love Chris Brown. But it just rhymes. It rhymed, didn't it? Throw it to me. Come on.
Breathe. Suck in your core.
Don't throw it back.
You dropped it. That ain't come from me. But
I love Chris Brown.
But something he was saying is that he's growing up. And then he started saying, I realized that if I respond to these people, people are using me for publicity. People are using me to boost their ratings, their sales.
But we told him that long time
Oh, yeah, but you
ago.
know, sometimes it takes watching the Scorpion show to understand.
Because Kevin, we told him
Because
that
your
long
mother
time
probably
ago.
telling you, your friends probably telling you, but you look on YouTube and you see these two guys telling you,
Right.
you know, get it together, Chris. But he has, it was a great interview. He's still growing as a person, and I think he realizes
But what did
that.
Tiger say?
Tiger, child, I don't care what he says. He knows he's fucking that girl. He's going to act like he's not.
Right.
So I didn't listen to what Tiger had to say. But basically, I heard that Hot 97 interview was just the same. But to me, I love the Breakfast Club because they all of them, all three of them are good. Oh, DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlie, I love it. I just
So
love
wait,
it.
Tiger and Chris Brown.
Tiger
that
was-
was
Tiger
that
was-
you talking about was
Hot 97.
Yeah.
But Chris Brown's interview was on
Breakfast Club.
And Chris Brown, to me, he knows he got a lot of growing up to do. And, you know, it's just, to me, I don't know what's going to have to happen. But he was talking about mentors and how he was saying that someone who he really looks up to in the industry is Pharrell. Like, and you would have never thought that.
Great mentor. Because Pharrell is one person that, out of all the years he's been out, you can't even really pinpoint something bad being said about Pharrell. And for what? Pharrell is just so he's just a likable guy.
Pharrell make the beats, write the music, put your ass in the studio,
and then he goes home and get his coins, and he goes home. He ain't got time for that foolishness.
And he's still. That's why he's probably still look the same because he with that bullshit. If you go back 10 years, probably 20 years, he still looks the same.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Yes. So, yeah, Chris Brown. Oh, to the people that say, oh, Chris Brown said he don't care about his fans. He never said he didn't care about his fans. He was talking about, now I love the Shade Room. And the Shade Room, on this particular post, they had the letter that somebody wrote to Chris Brown. And then they had Chris Brown saying, fuck all you dickheads out here. I keep telling y'all don't matter. None of y'all matter. He wasn't talking about his fans. He was talking about the dickheads, the haters, the people that always had something to say. Then when you looked at the response, he didn't even at that person. So that's why I don't know why either the Shade Room did it and copied it. I don't know. But normally when you respond, it's at somebody. So why was that post on top, below that post? I don't know. So Chris Brown wasn't coming for his fans. And I think Chris Brown knows better than not to come for his fans. Because, bitch, they're going to your tour.
Right.
And they're supporting you and Tiger and everybody else on your tour. Yeah. And he was talking about how people wasn't really coming to his tours before. You know, now that he's selling out shows, like, he's happy. He's in a great place. Yeah, he's cocky. I'm going to give him that. That's Chris Brown. Ain't no man going to go on no interview and say, yeah, she's going to find another lover better than me. Hell no. So, why are you all coming down on him? I don't know.
She may.
Yeah, she might. But I'm saying he's not going to admit that. And I got all these damn extra. But yeah, he's not going to admit that. That's an ego thing. That's Chris Brown. And at some point, you just got to accept what you want to accept. And if you're not, fuck it. Don't even at him and leave all of those comments. Like, some of y'all be thinking that he's sitting there reading 9,000 comments.
No. What? I don't even read the 20 I get. 9,000.
Man, let Chris Brown live his life. He will pay for the mistakes that he make. He already paid his debt to society. I mean, how many more times can you hold Chris Brown down? Let the man, just let him go. If Karuchi wants to stay with him, Let her stay with him. You can call her stupid, you can call her whatever. But something else he said, he was also talking about marriage. He don't want to get married because he don't want no woman taking half of what he done made, that what he worked for. And you know what, Chris Brown, there's a such thing called a prenup. So I don't know who you be, see, there's a such thing called a prenup where she could come in and come out the same way, and you don't have to give up a goddamn thing.
Depending on who it is, because some women won't sign it.
Yeah.
You know, some people won't sign it.
Yeah, but
remember,
you gotta marry for love.
Yeah,
but see,
some people won't sign it. Why? Because some people feel as though if I'm with you for X amount of years and I've helped you build this empire, I deserve something. So some people are like, look, you ain't gonna have me sign this prenup and then I don't get shit if this shit don't work out, because I'm gonna be a lost cause. Especially if you know you ain't have shit when you first walked in there.
Yeah, and see, the problem is,
that's why I don't want to marry nobody. I don't want to get involved with nobody famous. I want to get involved with somebody who's normal, like me.
The problem with Chris Brown is, and he talked about the reason how he made the song "Loyal." Damn, I really took in a lot from this interview. He said the reason how he came up with the song is because, you know, you had him having parties, you had Justin Bieber having parties, Tiger having parties, Sean Kingston. He would always see the same girls there.
Oh yeah.
Like, y'all not loyal. Like, y'all all fucking each other's man and stuff like.
But that's were they groupie girls, or were they girls that were supposed to be girlfriends?
I guess they groupie girls, but they always talking about, you know, I'm gonna be your girlfriend. But it's like every party I go to, I see you there. And I think he came for the dream in that interview too. We're talking about the dream's looks, but
well, I mean, was he lying?
I don't wear a shirt and glasses. I mean, a hat and glasses. Anyway, it masks something. That's why Neo always wears his hat. You don't see him that big ass head, you know.
I don't have a big head. I just wear hats just because I like to wear them. Now Neo's fun. Be quiet. Neo's nice. He can say.
I think we touched on a lot. Oh, and before we go, I want y'all to say prayers for the family of Amaya Gibbons, who was also known as Real on
Real Chance of Love.
Real Chance of Love and For the Love in New York. He passed away on Saturday from cancer. I believe it was colon cancer, and he was 33 years old. And I do know that he was battling, you know, the disease for some years, but a cancer for some years. And you know, we all found out this weekend. And you know, somebody said it surprised them that a lot of people remembered who he was. And I'm not really surprised because on Sunday nights, I'm trying to tell y'all, before y'all was watching Bravo, VH1 was where it was supposed to be. Celeb reality. Like, it was big.
But not only that, when him and his brother was on that show, his brother was goofy as hell, and he was the nice, calm one who had all that beautiful long hair.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you could not remember who he was. And then he kept that hair. Like, my coworker said to me today, she said, I wonder if they're going to donate his hair. And I said, I don't know. But I said, if they don't donate his hair, I know he's going to be laid in that casket.
Yes.
That hair's going to be...
Don't sell my bitch. I had a dream that I had hair. Like a whole bunch of hair. And I woke up like this, just to make sure.
I have that dream all the time.
I'm sure.
And I wake up in a cold sweat and I go. It does.
And to Maya Campbell, because she's had some run-ins with the law lately. And, you know, I tweeted her to let her know that, you know, we got your back and we're going to be praying for you. Like, and we all know that she's also dealing with her being diagnosed with bipolar. So I don't know if it was the medicine or anything, or if she's not taking it. But Maya, we want you to get yourself together. We don't want to be hearing no more reports about you fighting people at restaurants. Like, I really want what's best for you. I want you to get your acting together and everything, because we want to see you win. And, you know, we don't want you out here getting arrested and, you know, because you were on Iyanla Fix My Life and you were really getting it together. And I would hate to hear that you fell back. But sometimes we all have to fall. Sometimes we have to fall back just to even go forward or to jump forward. But we'll be keeping you in our prayers, and I hope that you guys out there keep her in your prayers as well. And thank you guys for watching today's show. And we will see y'all this Friday with a new video. This is a good ass video, though.
It's a long video. Yes. And I just was complaining today at work, like, oh, I don't feel like videos.
But bitch, you ain't feel like coming here, but you sure had a lot of energy. Maybe we should talk about movies more often. Bitch.